It's a little bit confusing, but here's what I understand of Stormgate at the moment, okay? So they are leaving early access today, despite the fact that the game isn't done. But they're doing it because the game is going to be like a living product anyways, and I don't think they ever plan on finishing it. But right now, like, I'm pretty sure they're still doing like a full overhaul of one of the races. I don't think co-op is finished. The editor isn't really in like a finished state either. But the campaign, or like the first chapter of it, is done. So it's leaving early access, but it's not the 1.0 edition. Apparently it's supposed to be the 0.6 edition, but in the blog post, they've specifically mentioned that they're no longer going to be using numbers moving forward. So even though it's leaving early access, it is only the 0.6 edition, but we're no longer calling it 0.6. But it is also not a finished, but it's never going to be finished because it gets a little confusing. Now, they have uploaded this, a campaign developer update. Let's have a listen. Yeah, so they're now calling it, what did it say, Necrolite? We're making stuff up as we go, yeah.
Hey everyone, this is Tim C. from the Stormgate team here, and today I'm excited.
Tim, your microphone's a little too close, dude. But, you know, I won't criticize it too much. Tim Campbell is my favorite airplane pilot.
To share with you what you can look forward to in this.
By the way, do you have to, if you're an airplane pilot, do you have to put the microphone in the back of your throat? Like, do you have to go like, "This is your air, this Captain Sparrow." Do you have to do that? I don't quite understand why somehow airplanes always sound like... Anyways.
Stormgate Campaign 1 Ashes of Earth update. This update marks a huge step for Stormgate. It represents the end of early access and the beginning of our official launch onto Steam. However, it's not the finish line. There's still a lot of development ahead, a lot of exciting things that are still upcoming. And so today I'll be...
So it's confusing to me. It's confusing to me because it's not the finish line and it's not actually like the finished game, but we are going to leave early access and we are going to like actually leave. Okay, look, what do you get out of leaving early access, right? What do you get out of it? From what I understand, the advantage is that everybody that has wishlisted the game is going to get like an email notification saying like, hey, this game is leaving early access. You can go play it now. I'm sure that's financially really nice. Because a lot of people are going to be like, oh, I was waiting for this game. That's cool. And they're not really like keeping a very close eye out on it. So they're like, oh, okay, I guess I'll spend some money on it. Right? That's great. But the game's not actually like finished. So aren't those people all gonna be disappointed? Then again, the vast majority of RTS players only ever played a campaign in a game. Right? Like I think I don't remember what the numbers are for StarCraft, but I wouldn't be surprised if like literally like 80% of people that have ever installed StarCraft 2, I'm pulling the number out of my ass, but probably about that much, have only ever played the campaign. And the first chapter of the campaign, I think the first 12 missions are basically done.
Walking you through what you can look forward to in this update and in the near future, and I'm very excited about what the future holds for Stormgate. So let's dive in together. With Ashes of Earth, you can experience our first fully complete campaign. With the addition of 6 more all-new missions, it brings the total to 12 levels that collectively tell the story of the Vanguard's return to Earth. Written by our very own best-selling author, Mickey Nielsen, along with collaboration from comics.
So they've redone the whole thing, right? Like I played like the earliest version of the campaign, and I think they've basically scrapped all of that.
Legend Marv Wolfman and Blizzard veteran Chris Metzen. Ashes of Earth brings our first narrative arc to a close, following Amara's quest to reclaim Earth from the infernal invaders.
Guilty, die.
Well, Avon.
I'd like to personally thank all of the incredible voice actors who helped breathe life into our campaign. These are, across the board, people who are passionate about RTS gaming and supporting this community. That includes Simu Liu, Tara Strong, Matt Mercer, Rosanna Pensino, and even some old friends of ours who voice characters that will live on forever in RTS history, Bill Roper and Chris Metzen.
I'm Frank Klepacki, and I'm one of the composers on Stormgate.
Stormgate is also accompanied by an incredible soundtrack that features music from Tracy Bush, Frank Klepacki, Wang Chiu, and David Ortega. You can even give it a listen when you're not playing the game, as we'll have the OST available for purchase on Steam.
Yeah, so some of the music we've listened to is from, I think especially the Frank Klepacki songs are very recognizable from like the old Red Alert days.
We're also offering our 1v1 versus mode, featuring 3 distinct asymmetric factions running on our advanced Snowplay engine. 1v1 now features Stormgates, powerful new map objectives with changing rewards that have helped to make our game feel like no other RTS that's come before. Additionally, we're introducing our first 2 challenges.
So that's what I'm mostly interested in. I am down to give the campaign a try. Sure. I hope those missions are going to be really good. I don't really know how good 1v1 is at the moment. Like, I have no idea. Has anybody here actively played 1v1 over the last month? Like, in what state is it right now? Because a few of the people that I know that played it, they said, like, some of it is kind of rough around the edges. Like, some of it is really good, but some of it is kind of shaky. From what I know, I think they're still, like, planning to overhaul the entirety of the Celestials. Like, it kind of seems to me that they're still planning, like, say you're playing 1v1 in StarCraft 2, but you also know that within, like, I don't know, a bunch of, say, like, a half year, maybe a year or so, they're going to redo literally all of Zerg. Isn't it? It's better than it was, Loco, but its balance is all over the place. Okay. It's better than Tempest Rising 1v1? Okay, fair enough.
Challenger skirmishes, pitting you against fun.
It just, look, as somebody who does a lot of 1v1 content, right? It feels kind of... It feels like you should have a better game than, for example, a StarCraft 2 or a Warcraft 3 or an Age of Empires 4 or an Age of Empires 2 before, like, most people are really going to be interested in giving it a shot. Like, if it's not, exactly, if it's not really like an esports quality, I've got a feeling a lot of people are gonna, like, maybe give it one shot and then realize, oh, it's still like a work in progress, and then just put it away again. But maybe I'm wrong, I don't know.
Bot personalities with unique identities, Major Galt and Vokirka. They each offer fun new challenges thanks to their special twists and distinctive personas, especially if you're not quite ready to hit the ladder. Feel free to customize your hotkeys too, to tailor the game your way and get exactly the gameplay experience that you're looking for. Together, Ashes of Earth and 1v1 are the core of the Stormgate experience, something that we're proud to launch on Steam today. This has truly been a huge mountain for us to climb with Stormgate's development to reach this point finally, where Stormgate is leaving early access and is officially beginning its launch onto Steam. Every day along the way, we've had to balance our grand vision for what Stormgate can ultimately become with the day-to-day realities and practical decision-making of what to focus on first in order to help us get there. With the Ashes of Earth release, we focused heavily on campaign and on the 1v1 versus experiences. However, our other modes continue to cook, and we have a lot of exciting updates and progress on them to share in the near future. In addition to our foundational modes, we want to continue bringing players along on our development journey, so we've created Sigma Labs. The labs are a special...
It's for Sigmas only. Hey, thank you, Green Jack, for the 7-month resubs. Yeah, it's always a little bit confusing. I really don't think... like, a lot of people on the internet are upset, right? Because people on the internet are upset. I think they're really just trying to do the best that they can. Like, I don't think they're really... Some people think there's, like, some ill intent, or people are trying to, I don't know, they're like, oh, it's malicious. But I don't think that's the case at all. I think they're just trying to do their very best. But it does kind of feel a bit early to launch. Like, it kind of feels like the campaign, like the first chapter of it may be ready, but the rest of it is not quite done. Then again, when is something like this ever, like, fully done, right? Like, if you're gonna not launch right now, are you gonna, like, do all of co-op first and then do all of, like, multiplayer first, like all of 1v1? Like, how do you decide when something is finished in, like, a living game? I'm guessing they probably need the finances, right? That's probably the main thing.
The Stormgate client, where players can check out and play upcoming game modes and features while they're still unfinished and in active development, including our 3-player co-op mode. This mode
So that is the Sigma Labs, apparently. So the Sigma Labs is basically the indicator of everything that's still in production.
is an exciting one that we're gearing up to update and relaunch in the months ahead with some significant new improvements and additions. Similarly, you will now be able to access an early version of our terrain editor so that you can make maps of your own. This is a major focus for us as we're going to be releasing a lot more functionality for the editor in the months ahead so that you can truly build the RTS experiences of your dreams.
I love that.
You can also play the wide variety of new creative maps that the rest of the community has built using our editor, ensuring that there's always something fresh and exciting to check out that has come from fellow gamers just like you. All of these Sigma Labs modes will be available for you to enjoy today, enabling you to give feedback, share your thoughts, and become an important part in transforming these early works in progress into awesome fleshed out core features for Stormgate. With this launch, everyone will have free access to our first 3
Hey, he moved his microphone away.
campaign missions, our 1v1 versus mode, AI skirmishes against our new Challenger bot opponents, and to Sigma Labs, which includes work-in-progress versions of our 3-player co-op mode and our map editor. This is the Stormgate.
Okay, here's the roadmap. They tweeted this earlier. Campaign 1. Complete Ashes of Earth Vanguard campaign. Steam achievements for the campaign. Celestial economy changes. Terrain editor. In the Sigma Labs. Soundtrack release. Challenger skirmish matches. Player progression and customization. Okay, cool. So that's basically right now. Someone on set told him. I don't think there is a set, bro. I'm pretty sure this is just a group of people that are trying their best. If there was a professional team that was working on creating video content, I think they would probably reshoot the first part. Anyways, near future. Team Mayhem in Sigma Labs. So I think that's the 3v3. Game Editor Alpha with Data Editor and a Trigger Editor. New units, more Celestial Faction updates. The entire quality of this video is a little like, I don't know about you guys, but I can barely read what's going on here, and this is the highest quality it goes on. But anyways, ongoing sound improvements, okay. And then on the horizon, co-op overhaul and launch. Team Mayhem official release, or relaunch rather, Ashes of Earth co-op support. Okay, so that is the co-op version of the campaign. Infernal Host, Editor, Proving Grounds, and additional free campaign missions.
But our job's not finished, and we plan to be in active development for a long time to come. On deck next are the addition of our 3 vs 3 Team Mayhem mode to Sigma Labs, a significant overhaul and relaunch of our 3-player co-op PvE mode, the addition of 3-player co-op support for the Ashes of Earth campaigns so that you can play our storyline together with friends, a significant expansion of our editor, including the addition of triggers and scripting. And we're also going to be releasing a few more free campaign missions for everyone to enjoy. This launch is a really big moment for us, but it's also just one more step on the ongoing development of Stormgate. With your help, we believe that Campaign 1, Ashes of Earth, is going to be the bridge that enables us to truly achieve the grand vision and the ultimate goals that we've had for Stormgate since the day that we started on the project. Your feedback and your dedication has been amazing along the way. Thank you for all of your contributions and support. We're a small team. We have to constantly make decisions about what to focus on and what to focus on first. But we are absolutely dedicated and devoted to this genre, to RTS gaming, and to you, the community, and to delivering the best, most fun, and most polished game that we can. So thank you, and let's keep building Stormgate together. For us to be able to achieve our dreams for Stormgate and to build it in...
I still think it would be better to just keep it in early access. Like, there is a certain expectation when you release a game, right? And I find playing games over the years, people are way more forgiving when your game is in early access than when it is a released product, right? When you're basically no longer labeling it as an early access, beta, alpha, whatever, people are going to judge it as a release game because it is a release game. I guess that ship has already sort of sailed when they decided to do like in-game microtransactions and all that. In my book, when you start selling things in-game, it is a released game. Like when you start like adding microtransactions to an early access product, I immediately get extremely critical of stuff. But it's just a curious thing. Like, I have seen so many games over the years that start off kind of poorly, but then get really good in the end. And even though the games are then at some point in the future really good, a lot of people don't really give them a try anymore. Now, there's a couple of examples of games that did blow up after having a bit of a rocky start, like Baldur's Gate, right? Like, Baldur's Gate was a decent example of that. It's not. And, like, there's been a bunch, but it's tricky. Thanks, Hut. I got tea. Yeah, No Man's Sky is another example. No Man's Sky was really quite rocky at the start, and then obviously it kind of blew up. But I feel like there's way more examples of games that kind of became pretty dang good at some point, but then had a rough beginning. Cyberpunk was insanely rough at the start, yeah. But, like, those games all have, like, a very significant... it's tricky. It's tricky. Like, this can definitely blow up in your face. So I'm wondering, like, why release it now? Like, why now? And I guess that, like, at some point you have to release it anyways, right? Could be contractual, like, obligations. It could be financial situation. I don't know. But, yeah, I really hope it goes well. Oh, the next section of the video actually explains it? Okay.
To the game that we have envisioned it ultimately becoming since day one of development, we need your help in a big way during this release. Of course, that doesn't have to mean spending money. Bundles that are supporting this launch that directly provide support for the dev team, that would be incredible if players are interested in checking those out. But there are a lot of ways beyond that you can, for free, encourage and support us in very tangible ways as we pursue our goals for Stormgate. First, invite your friends to check out the game. We have a lot of free content, from campaign missions to our 1v1 and skirmish experiences to community-built maps, and even inviting them to come play co-op with you so you can help give them a guided experience with Stormgate in our cooperative mode. You can check out your favorite streamers on Twitch and unlock Twitch Drop Fog of War Shader.
Watching streamers. Cringe!
Give them a sub or two along the way.
Oh, right? Yeah. I actually, hold up. I agree, Tim. Tim, no. You know what, Tim? You bring up a great point. Yeah, no, Tim brings up a great point right there. With like a sub or two?
And even Steam reviews. Steam reviews are an often overlooked but very impactful way for you to support us. If you like what we're doing, if you want to support the vision that we have for Stormgate and for the RTS genre as a whole, please do take some time to leave a Steam review or to update an old Steam review in light of the development progress that we've made since then. This is a huge boost to us as a dev team. We truly would not have made it to this point without your support, and we need your support in a big way to take the next step as well. So join us on the battlefield, come along this next step of the journey with us, and we'll build Stormgate together. Thank you for everything.
I really hope it goes well, dude. I really hope it goes well. This is definitely looking like, one of the best, RTS games that is still in active development. It's so tricky because in a way, StarCraft has just set the tone so freaking, like the level is so freaking high. Like effectively, if you want to be really ridiculously successful in RTS, just make a game that's better than StarCraft. Just make a game that's better than StarCraft. Right? Just do that. It's not very easy. It's really hard to make a better game than a StarCraft 2. You can change some of the aspects, but yeah, the bar has been set so freaking high. Yeah, and it's kind of difficult. It's kind of difficult. I hope it goes well for them, dude. I will check it out. I'm not sure exactly what to expect from it, but I'll give it a shot. What do you guys think of it? Like, how are you from like a level 1 excitement to a level 10 excitement? 10 being like, okay, I can't wait. I want to play right now. Level 1 is like, whatever, I don't care. Cautiously optimistic, okay. 6-ish, 7-ish. Okay. You're a giant RTS nerd? Yeah, me too. Me too. Me too. Yeah, obviously the main problem, right? If you look at like the Steam charts, this is what they're trying to up. This is the main issue that they're running with. 24-hour peak is basically right now of 122 players. That's just not a whole lot. You just don't have enough of a player base. So I think basically the idea is to maybe try and get this to be as big as possible. And then, well, you know, hope for the best. To put this in perspective, right, I feel like the numbers are kind of meaningless without perspective. We don't really have a direct competitor, but we can look at like, I guess you can look at like Age of Empires. Age of Empires is also playable on Game Pass and a bunch of other stuff. Look, here's Age of Empires 2. It's a lot. It's a lot. I don't really know what the numbers for StarCraft 2 would be. If I were to make a guess, probably bigger than these two. But it's always hard to say, right? If you compare it to like wildly successful games, Counter-Strike is sitting at a casual 1.3 million. Yeah, I'm guessing like 30 to 50K-ish for StarCraft 2, if I were to make a guess, but I don't really know. Like, my main question is, I suppose, like, what is the number of players that you need in order to make a game like Stormgate financially feasible? Like, what are you... This seems to be more than enough. As a matter of fact, Microsoft is still doing Age of Empires 2 updates. Like, what do you need? Like, yeah, 10K is probably a good start. But I don't have the data, right? Like, I don't have the numbers. I'm just kind of pulling the, you know. But if 10K is the goal for now, it seems very difficult to actually reach that point. A 10K peak might be doable, but 10K average, 24 hours? I don't know. I think, though, what the plan probably is basically to draw people in with, like, all of these campaign release cycles. So I think they're probably, like, doing, like, what was it, 12 missions right now? And then it says in the future, we do, like, another, like, bunch of missions for free, right? And then maybe after that, you get, like, a chapter 2 that once more introduces it. So you get this, like, ebb and flow of players. And then maybe over time, as like co-op is more refined and 1v1 is more refined, you can actually maintain higher averages. I'm assuming that's probably the goal. Difficult, no. Yeah, the living story approach. The thing is, even if you have a player base, right? Say you're an Age of Empires 2 player. How much money does a game like Age of Empires 2 generate in 2025? With, say, like a 20,000 24-hour peak, so 24, like, say, like, maybe 100,000 people play daily. How much money does that generate? Does the average person spend €1 or $1 a month? Maybe? Tempest Rising is an RTS that came out recently. Yeah, not doing all too hot. All-time peak of 9.3. The thing is, though, with some of those big games, right? Like, for example, Age of Empires, is that they're owned by a small indie studio called Microsoft. And if Microsoft, you know, doesn't make money on a product, it doesn't, you know, I'm sure it matters, but... It is also 0.00000000000. Add a couple more, 1% of their total actual revenue. So it's a bit tricky. It's all a little bit tricky. For like an indie studio. Yeah. RTS players, in a way, have been quite spoiled with all the good RTS games that came out, you know, a decade and a half, 2 decades ago. It's very weird to say, but, like, those old school RTS games are still really freaking good. Oh my god, this game is still sitting at that many players? This is the game where you, like, there's a horse racing or something, right? It's like anime girl horse racing? You know what always surprises me? The one game that always surprises me with the amount of players is Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is still killing it. How crazy is it that, like, there's still 123,000 people playing Stardew Valley on Steam? That's just Steam. This is available on literally everything. It's made by one dude. Kind of nuts. Kind of incredible, because Stardew was like one of the very best games that has ever been released. I love Stardew, it's great. But I still, you know, it's still kind of mind-boggling, right? Slay the Spire, this is also kind of big, right? Like, Slay the Spire is still at a 15,500 24-hour peak, despite the fact that I think they've been working on, like, Slay the Spire 2 for a long time. It's very interesting how, like, some of those games just have, like, a cult following. And it's really difficult to get a cult following. Yeah. Anyways, I hope Stormgate is successful. I really do. I think it would benefit everybody in the RTS world, right? Because the more competition, the merrier. I guess we'll check in again in a couple days.